Hi, what's up everybody? We are back with another recap, and first of all I want to apologize for not recording a recap. Last time I was a little bit sick so I couldn't do it. But anyway, we are back. The India round has passed. It was a great round and we are going to start with the MotoGP class. The sprint race top 5 was as follows. Jorge Martin won it ahead of Pecco Bagnaia, Marc Marquez, Brad Binder and Marco Bezzecchi. Then the Sunday race top 5 was as follows. Marco Bezzecchi won it ahead of Jorge Martin, Fabio Quartararo, Brad Binder and Joan Mir. And that makes that the championship top 5 is now like this. Pecco Bagnaia still leads it, ahead of Jorge Martin, Marco Bezzecchi, Brad Binder and Aleix Espargaro. The championship has now been blown wide open by a little mistake from Pecco. Then my rookie to watch, Augusto Fernandez, he finished in 11th in the sprint race and unfortunately crashed out of the Sunday race. And my underdog to watch, Alex Marquez, he crashed in Q1 and broke his rib, so he didn't start both races. Then the kudos of the week go to Marco Bezzecchi for getting caught up in the first corner tangle and still finishing in 5th in the sprint race and just for a dominant win in the Sunday race. And then the sad part of the week are the crashes and the subsequent injuries of Luca Marini and Alex Marquez. Then well done prediction, I didn't have one because I didn't have a recap last time, but for Motegi I think Jorge Martin could win there. Moving over to the Moto2 class, the race top 5 was as follows. Pedro Acosta won it ahead of Tony Arbolino, Joe Roberts, Sergio Garcia and Manuel Gonzalez. That makes that the championship top 5 is like this. Pedro Acosta still leads it ahead of Tony Arbolino, Jake Dixon, Aaron Canet and Alonso Lopez. My rookie to watch, Sergio Garcia, he finished in a nice 4th position, and my underdog to watch, Albert Arenas, took home 2 points in 14th position. Then the kudos of the week go to Pedro Acosta for yet another dominant win. He's really on his way to the championship now. And the sad part of the week was the first corner crash, which brought out the red flags, so the race had to be restarted. Luckily everybody got away relatively unscathed. Then a special mention for Bo Benschneider, who finished in 18th, and for Zonta van der Hoorberg, who finished in an amazing 6th place, a very good race from Zonta. And also his teammate Barry Baltus, he finished in a very nice 8th position, a very good weekend for the RW Racing team. Then Mualdwin prediction, didn't have one, and for Motegi I think Agura could win it there. Then moving over to the Moto3 class, the race top 5 is as follows. Joe Mamassia won it ahead of Kaito Toba, Ayumu Sasaki, Danny Hogaro and David Alonso. That makes that the championship top 5 is like this. Danny Hogaro is still leading it by 1 point ahead of Ayumu Sasaki, Joe Mamassia, David Alonso and Dennis Onchu. Then my rookie to watch, Jose Antonio Rueda, finished in 10th position, and my underdog to watch, Tatsuki Suzuki, unfortunately crashed out of the race. Then the kudos of the week go to Joe Mamassia for a very dominant win. You don't see that so much in Moto3, but it was very dominant from Masia. Then the sad part of the week was a crash of Colin Veyer on the last lap, because he could have had his first podium, but unfortunately he had a small contact with his teammate Ayumu Sasaki and he crashed. Then a special mention for Colin Veyer, who rode his heart out and was on course for a podium until a couple of corners left in the race when, as I said, he crashed after a small contact with Sasaki, so very unfortunate. But his progress is remarkable, he's really coming to the front now, so that's a very nice thing to see. And my well-done prediction, I didn't have one, but for Motegi I think Ayumu Sasaki could win there. Then I know this isn't the recap for Misano, but I don't want to, leave this out. But the Moto E finished in Misano, or the season finished in Misano. I'm going to tell you the top 5 of both races because, there was a championship at stake. But the first race, Mattia Casadei won it ahead of Hector Garzo, Nicola Spinelli, Kevin Manfredi and Kevin Zanoni. And then the second race was won by Nicola Spinelli, Hector Garzo, Mattia Casadei, Jody Torres and Andrea Mantovani were right behind him. That makes that Mattia Casadei won the championship ahead of Jody Torres, Matteo Ferrari, Hector Garzo and Randy Krumnacher. So a late charge from Mattia Casadei, but he won the championship ultimately from our favorite Spanish Elvis, Jody Torres. So that was it for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you have any questions, any feedback, if you want to talk about MotoGP or motorcycle racing in general, I'm very happy to answer. You can do that in the comment section down below. I will happily answer to you. But for now, until the next one, I'll hear you after the Motegi round. It's going to be a couple of tough weeks because I think it's back to back or something. Motegi and then all the overseas races. But it's going to be fun because that means there's a lot of MotoGP on. So I'll see you in the next one. Have a safe one. Goodbye.